it's a brand new week, and it's about time for you to wake up and get some things going.
Definitely, or you could just wake up and start your day with a brand new edition. Wake Up Nigeria.
That's actually a better suggestion, you know, really, actually, when you think about it. So how did your weekend go, all of you out there?
Well,
and you.
Weekend was cool. It was cool. It's always a time to rest and do some other things and all that.
Yeah.
It was a good weekend, as well, the last weekend in July.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we're getting ready for the remaining, that should be now, what?
Yeah,
about 5 months,
days.
yeah, 5 months of a year left and all of that.
Oh,
so.
you're thinking about the year? I was thinking about the month.
Okay, the month.
I was thinking about payday, you know?
Oh,
It's
is that what you're
close,
thinking about?
Like very, very
Oh,
close.
wow.
Yes.
Yeah. People like goes with
People like you, don't wait for payday.
Anyways, we hope your weekend was refreshing, was exciting, was wonderful. I hope you rested also. Of course, you can ensure that right here on Monday morning, we're going to wake you up and put that smile, that splash of sunshine in your face.
Yes, indeed. Now, hopefully your weekend was refreshing.
Yep.
And we can do a little bit more to boost your Monday. We can promise you that it's going to be a great start to your morning. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I am Mike Messikeno. We're streaming live at tvcontinental.tv. Now that's our website. On Facebook, the live stream is at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to interact and send comments to us.
Yes, indeed. Please download that mobile app we've been talking about for the past 2 months. If you don't have it yet, just know you can get it on Android or iOS. You can always watch us from anywhere in the world from your mobile devices once you have that app. It's going to be a great addition to your app collection.
It is. Monday morning, you love music, of course, as well as a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good way to start things off. Ken Dixon is the singer, songwriter, and is the first act we have for you this morning.
Then it's on to updates on the latest in tech and technological inventions from all over the world. Going back down memory lane with us. And coming right after that is Monday Motivation. That's why we have Adirinle Onikosi. Now, joining us to talk about collaboration for success. Very interesting area there. Collaboration.
There are
hands.
certain things you should never do with your automatic transmission vehicle, and Yomi Bosude will be talking about 7 of them. We started, but we didn't get done the last time, so he's going to be completing that today.
I keep learning quite a lot from that segment, you know, so many things I didn't know about my cars. Then it's on to musical performance again. Saintino is going to be here, signed to Creamy Beats label. Can't wait to see that performance.
Of Audio Girl Africa Foundation, Fiban Oluwagbemi, that's our SME. That's a staple, and you know, a lot of people have come to love it, and I think I love what we do with the SME. We need stronger SMEs. There was a particular tweet, and I won't mention the names in it, but you know, it spoke about how some big players in the industry stifle the growth of SMEs. Look. If we are going to get to where we want to get to economically, we need our SMEs to grow and do bigger. That's so. I love what we do with the SMEs.
It's always been like that all over the world, though. The huge multinational organizations have always been in this very silent, like a cold war with the smaller businesses. You know why I say so? They have one of two choices. They can bring in those SMEs to collaborate with them, or they can buy them over and then just, you know, fade them out.
Okay.
So it's happened before.
If it's a case of it's a case of business competition, and yes, you always have the big boys, and I can understand that they will try to stifle or inhibit the growth of the smaller ones, But in our case, there are some times where it's even more than just you see extenuating circumstances. Pulling in, I'm talking about government policies and a lot of other things that give some kind of undue advantage. All I'm saying is just that, look, we need to support SMEs. And for me, that's one thing I'm happy for what we do on Wake Up Nigeria, supporting SMEs and, you know, letting them understand, or letting people that would want to even go understand the journey. It's challenging, especially in our climate.
you know, it's interesting you should talk about, you know, SMEs in this way, because we just mentioned big corporations stifling SMEs, but sometimes some SME owners try to stifle their competition.
But it's
whereas
business.
they could actually be stronger together.
Not always. Yes,
They could.
Yes, they
so
could.
if, for instance, one particular coconut oil seller is stronger with distribution, and one other one is stronger with product quality and speed of production, them coming together to create a brand together would make sense.
In that case, yes. You know, collaboration, like what we're talking about on motivation today, collaboration, and that's something that Africa has to learn. You understand? The reason why the Western world do as well as they do is that they understand that in some aspects you're collaborating. In fact, there was a post I read at one time by, it was the founder of Econet, Strive Massey, where he said something about that there are some times when you'd have to collaborate with competition, with your competition. Yeah. There are times. But then competition, of course, is an intrinsic part of business. It's something that is necessary for even different businesses to grow. You know, it's pari passu. It comes like that. It's
hopefully we'll be learning a thing or two from Mr. Onikosi, who'll be here soon. It's going to be a great show. You need to stay with us. But it's about time for us to take the news.
Well, welcome to the news this morning. The federal government has always told us insurgency in the Northeast has been defeated, but that doesn't seem to be the case. At least 65 people have been killed by suspected Boko Haram militants who opened fire on a funeral in Borno State. The gunmen arrived on motorcycles and in vans at Bado village and shot at the mourners. An initial 20 people were killed and others died trying to chase off the attackers. At least 10 others are injured. The incident happened last night, but news is just getting out due to the remoteness of the village. And another prominent Shia group is urging caution. Rasulullah Azam Foundation wants members of the IMN to seek redress through the judiciary. Our correspondent Lara Deyemi completes this story.
The face-off between the Nigerian government and the Ibrahim Zaizaki-led Islamic movement in Nigeria has lingered for several years. Ibrahim Zaizaki's detention, followed by protests which often turn violent, has accumulated in the proscription of the group. Now, other Shiite groups are calling for restraint.
Our problems are enough for us. We have Boko Haram, we have kidnapping, we have bandits, we have all this. They are enough for us. We don't need any additional problem.
The General Secretary of one of those Shia groups, the RAAF, is calling on members of the IMN to seek refuge in the judiciary.
If you feel you have the right, and Nigerian constitution gives you the right to challenge the proscription in court, because it's a court order. You can go to court also to challenge it.
The RAAF also affirmed the group's faith in the rule of law, while explaining that the IMN does not represent all Shiites in Nigeria.
We are calling the organization, especially Islamic Movement of Nigeria member, to desist from anything illegal in Nigeria, because this is damaging to them, and this is damaging to other people, damaging to northern Nigeria, and damaging to Nigeria, to all Nigeria.
The RAAF is one of several Shia groups in Nigeria. It is believed that there are between 8 and 13 million Shiites in Nigeria. This group of Shiites wants to protect their sect and faith from being misunderstood, while also desiring that the face-off between the Nigerian government and the Islamic movement in Nigeria be resolved peacefully. Landry Adeyemi, TVC News, Gombe.
And states in southeastern Nigeria insist their land is not available for the suspended rural grazing area project. Governors of the 5 states in the zone met in Enugu and set up a committee that will handle integrated security monitoring and intelligence gathering. TVC's Bamdele Ajayi sent in this report.
This is the first meeting of the state governors after the 2019 general election. Issues surrounding security in the zone dominated discussions. One of the strategies adopted is to set up an integrated security monitoring and intelligence gathering mechanism to enhance checking security threats before it escalates. The forum maintained its earlier position on the proposed Ruga settlement. The zone, according to the governors, does not have space that will be used for the proposed Ruga program.
Governors reviewed the security situation in the zone, and in response to the emerging security challenge, they decided to set up both a committee and a center for Southeast integrated security monitoring intelligence gathering to be centrally located here in Enugu.
The deplorable state of the Akanu Biam International Airport runway in Enugu is of great concern to the governors. They plead with the federal government to consider their numerous requests for the reconstruction of the runway to enhance safety of users. Other demands include fixing federal roads in the zone and inclusion of Enugu, Anambra and Ebonyi states in the list of oil producing states with commitment to oil and gas exploration in the states.
By calling on federal government to take more meaningful actions on the Enugu-Onisha road, Enugu-Port Harcourt road, Owerri-Onisha road, Okigwe-Owerri road, and Owerri-Umuahia road. Most of these roads are almost cut off. Movement into these federal roads are almost impossible.
The governors are committed to boosting agriculture and promise to fund persons who are interested in cultivation and animal breeding.
Well, the protests against an extradition bill in Hong Kong have intensified with riot police firing tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse the demonstrators. Chaotic scenes filled several blocks in the city as police pushed protesters away from the Chinese government's liaison office and a police station. Demonstrators fought back with bricks and sheets of glass in some of the most violent clashes during 7 weeks of protest. Several protesters were injured, including 2 journalists, and police made dozens of arrests. The demonstrators are demanding direct elections, resignation of the city's current leader, and an investigation into police use of force. And that's it on the news update for this hour. Weather update is next.
It's about time for us to take the headlines in the dailies, in the papers this morning. And now we have, first up, the Nation newspaper. It says here, 3 more hurdles set for would-be ministers. The fate of the South-South nominee, shaky. It says here, page 6 has more on that. Right at the bottom here, it says, soldier stabs driver to death. Page 5 has more on that. Ondo committees give herders 21 days quit notice. Page 10 talks on that. A row over account with 50 billion naira. Apparently there's an account with 50 billion naira that needs to be... Okay, I think I understand this with the NMPC issue. Okay, then let's move along. It says, banks, their customers... unending bouts. NURTW factions clash in Ibadan. Vice President visits Channels TV reporter's family. O&O posts 315.4 billion naira half-year revenue.
Wow.
And finally, Uzoho says, I'll bounce back this season. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
All right, I have the Daily Sun newspaper here, and it says, in move to tackle insecurity, Southwest governors perfect security master plan. Southeast governors resolve to set up forest guard. We have a photo story here talking about the participants at the 2019 World Anti-Human Trafficking Day Awareness Walk, organized by the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, that's NAPTIP, in Abuja, as well as Cancer Awareness Walk organized in Port Harcourt. Up here, we see Boko Haram video, Leah still alive, and that's coming from a father. He's urging the government to secure his daughter's release. Down here, we see bloodbath at Borno funeral, 30 killed by gunmen. Soldiers kill 5 bandits, arrest 4 in Kaduna. Shiite criminality outlawed, not freedom of worship, and that's coming from the presidency. Will respond appropriately to proscription order. That's coming from the IMN. And finally, Ruga to take off soon in Nasarawa, reviews Governor Sule. No going back on header settlement, and that's coming from the Zamfara governor. You'll see the stories and more in the Daily Sun newspaper today.
We still have the Punch newspaper here. It says overcrowding, poor facilities worsen students' woes in federal government varsities hostels. We're worried, says ASU. We queue to use toilets, says ABU student. Sewage leaks, environment stinks at Uniport NDDC halls. Hostel management should be outsourced, says Utomi. And there's some very, very sad pictures here of different situations in different universities. As you can see, there's sewage running through the walls here.
And you
this
can
is
bet
a
that
pit
will
latrine
stink.
here. This is a bathroom, apparently. This is open refuse dumping here, and so much more. This isn't how our students should be forced to learn.
Wow.
Now, we also have this story. It says, police tighten security. Court decides El Zakzaki's bail today. Tenant kills Lagos landlord, dumps corpse in septic tank. Invite Buhari over $1 billion ECA fund. PDP urges National Assembly. On the Dezani issue here, federal government, U.S. sell $42 million Dezani's Ally luxury yacht. Wow.
Wow.
It also says here, don't reappoint Ngige as Labour Minister, NLC warns federal government. And tragedy as gunmen kill 60 mourners at Borno gravesite. It's very sad. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Okay, I'll take a look at the Guardian newspaper now, which says, why we dumped peace summits by Southern Middle Belt leaders, Afenifere, Ohaneze, Pandef, others fume at inclusion of Mieti Allah. Say headers body only trade group, not regional organization. Wants Abdusalami Abubakar to exclude cattle breeders before involvement. Here we see protests in London against El Zakzaki's detention. Why IMN was prescribed by presidency. Shiite group urges aggrieved sect to seek justice legally. Yakasai Junaid, others differ on government's ban. And here we see members of the Islamic Human Rights Commission demonstrating against the continued detention of Shiite leader Sheikh El Zakzaki in front of the Nigerian High Commission in Lagos yesterday. Up here we see Azinge group task government on alleged Leah Sharibu's death video and freedom. PDP Pandef seek further inquiry into $1 billion security fund. Mieti Allah rejects CBN's restriction of forex on milk importation. And finally, Ondo speaker on the fire for denying snake invasion story. All of these stories and more you find in the Guardian newspaper today.
Yes, indeed. And that's all we have on the headlines and dailies for now. We'll be taking them one more time in the second hour of the show. And it seems like it's a green day today. You know,
oh, wow. I didn't
green.
think of that.
Yeah.
No, yours doesn't quite look like green on screen. It looks like teal.
It's green.
But it's actually very green.
This conversation is getting a bit too long, Mary. Stop. Let's
stop.
Okay,
so we should take this break now. Shortly we'll bring...
Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria continues now with the traffic update in Lagos. Note that you can always be part of this segment by sending a message online. You can use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC with Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter. Let us know what exactly is happening in your area when it comes to the traffic situation. Or you can even take a traffic selfie, you know, just take a picture and just send it in to us so we can help others who are about to set out on their way. Now, I have a traffic update from Ajah area of Lagos. So a lot of people have moved to that area, and there is a lot of pressure on those roads, especially the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. So the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway is like a main artery now. And it does look like an artery because it's all red right now. Looks like some bloody traffic out there. It seems that it starts immediately after the Chevron toll. The Chevron toll gate is where most of this traffic begins. A lot of people would likely be diverting their journey. There is an alternative route through the Chevy View Estate area, and some people are taking through there to avoid the traffic, but it's not going to do much for you. If you're heading all the way to Victoria Island, for instance, you're going to have a 1 hour, 56-minute journey if you're coming from Ajah bus stop all the way to Victoria Island, where Bonny Camp is at the end of Uzumba Mbadiwe. But the main pressure along the expressway comes all the way from the Chevron toll all the way to the Circle Mall Junction, which is the Jakonde bus stop, all the way past the Bespoke Center and Tickle Bay, all the way down to Marua bus stop. It's all jammed back to back. You're not going to be shifting really fast at all. It's going to take you all the way past Oniru, past the 4 Points Junction, past Mobile Oil, all the way down to the Civic Center. So once you get to the Civic Center, it frees up, and then you have quite a smooth drive all the way from the Civic Center all the way to Bonny Camp. But really, the pressure on the roads this morning, being a Monday morning, is quite heavy. 1 hour, 56 minutes if you're just setting off right now. Hopefully, Mike and Mary have a few updates for us online.
So it turns out that most of the tweets are like an hour ago, nothing recent per se. However, I was speaking with someone just a few minutes ago, and it turns out that the traffic situation on the 3rd Mainland Bridge this morning is extra. I mean, if you usually spend like 30 minutes when you leave home for like 5 a.m., if you spend 30 minutes heading to the island, you'd end up spending about an hour this morning, and that's horrible. So if you're on the 3rd Mainland Bridge or you're heading towards there, the traffic is likely worse now. So be ready to spend extra minutes than you usually would. Okay, so if you're setting out maybe much later, you might want to consider leaving home a little earlier than you usually do. What about you, Mike?
Okay, so there's just a report here. This is a traffic butter, and says this is the road that links to Command and Ikola Odunsi. Yeah. This bad road has made life terrible for us, for all of us plying it as it's a traffic hold up every day. Please come to our rescue. It's a tweet peak of the state of the roads. Yeah, and via at exclusive DJ Miles. So that's it.
Talking about something like that, there's also another one, also on traffic butter I saw. Every time I go to Agbado, I get so sad. Iju, Agbado, Ijoko roads have been bad and worsening for 9 years. Recently, a railway line was constructed to block Agbado, crossing a major road that served thousands of people. So hopefully something is done about that area. The traffic situation there is already bad enough. So making it worse now with the railway is just...
I just want to plenty in Lagos.
Some really sad images of,
you want to go back?
Of the roads online these days. But it is good that people are making it known, and they're actually showing all these patches of road online these days, so that the right authorities can work something out in that regard. We're moving to the mainland now. If you're coming from Bega area of Lagos, well, it's actually Berger, Bega, yeah. So if you're coming from there, you're going to have a smooth drive along the expressway until I'm talking about if you're heading to the island now, heading to Victoria Island, you're going to be jammed up around Ojota, but then it'll free up until you get to Igbobi area. So Shomolu, Igbobi area, all the way till you get to Jibo. Now, if you go over the bridge for Jibo, it's free. If you go under, it's free. But you're going to slow down again at Alaka, and then it's going to be quite a slow journey across Echo Bridge to Akpogmo area of Lagos. And then you're going to have a very slow journey along Marina. So it's all in all, it's going to take you about an hour, 32 minutes from Bega area of Lagos all the way to Victoria Island. Well, safe driving, people. It's going to be a long one this Monday. I'll be in the kitchen in a bit. What are we talking about, guys?
It really is a busy morning, like traffic. Even this morning, coming to work, it's very rare for me to encounter traffic. I actually did this one. I was like, what's happening? All of Lagos going out this early morning.
And a long time.
Oh, wow.
So, anyways, this weekend it was Kenya versus Nigeria. Now it's Nigeria versus Uganda. But to those of you see the thing, you see, now Kenya versus Nigeria trended well over the weekend. I saw bans from both sides. I laughed so when you see that ROTFL, that was me over the weekend.
Rolling on the floor
I was so, they got us well, we got them quite well. But you see something about, it's almost like using the N-word or anything like that. We know our issues, but we'd rather have us tell ourselves our issues than somebody else. Okay. If you come from outside to tell us our issues, we will finish you. We know we have issues. Like the bans were on point. A lot of people took it very far, but that's what you expect when it's bans. Don't take it to when it's bans on Twitter. So I mean, there were some very, very hardcore ones, man. Like there were ones that cut deep. Like man, these people are saying the truth too. Victoria Kimani even came into it because at one point it was Victoria Kimani versus Tiwa Savage. So they got to a point they started comparing their footballers. And our footballers. I think there was one JJ versus I think it was Wanyama. Then there was Victoria Kimani versus Tiwa Savage. Then
you should just calm down, Jerry.
It got to president and all of that. It was battle over the weekend. But I don't understand how Uganda.
Okay, so I have an issue with how you started this was you said when other people talk about us, that's when we get offended. But I take offense when we ourselves are the ones that do ourselves. I really hate the fact that we're the ones that give fuel to people outside the country to talk about us.
That's actually the sad truth.
There was a survey that said that our presidents, in quotes, plural, are the most verbally abused presidents in the world.
Yes.
And that's not counting Trump.
Our presidents,
our past,
and we
our
are the
presidents
ones
and
who
the
do
past ones. So the issue I have is if you're going to be talking about yourself in that way, you can't hear Americans talking about themselves that way.
It's not true.
Combine
all our presidents together.
They never abuse themselves.
They still did not reach the abuse that Trump has received in just 3 years.
No, we abuse our presidents more.
I disagree.
We abuse our presidents more.
In fact, if you look at it, a lot of times we're even scared. Military display. Look at satire as comedy. We don't even do that here. You can't try it.
So satire,
look, I can call as it stands now. No, that's what I'm telling you. But you are actually taking shots. We can't do that here. No, there's only one comedian that tried it a little bit. What's his name now? Port Harcourt-based comedian that had anything close to satire that can go. But in the US, as I am here now, I can call 6 shows that's steady. Satire, they hit Trump steady.
So that's
we can't try
different.
It here. We can't come and say, yes, we can't try it here.
They're getting paid to do it.
No, it's not about
they're getting paid to do it. That's how I see it.
Whether they're getting paid or not.
That is their livelihood.
The point is that it's satire. Whether they're getting paid or not, that's not the issue.
Somebody does the
people that go out online.
So whether it's satire or not, whether they're paid, it doesn't matter. My point is
that's why Titi said they are getting paid for it. Because somebody is the one that is going to take the axe.
Because the point is that if there's a reason why we're scared of doing it. There's a reason. Do you understand? You could probably do it and then you get shut down or something. We know that's a reality here. Okay. So my point, what I'm trying to say is that if we're talking about freedom of expression when it comes to going against elected officials, man, you know now, we can't compare with there. There, I mean, you know, we can't try some things that they try there.
Okay, so but the thing is, their political satire is usually based on facts that are in the news. We don't do that.
We
go out
random
online
facts or we
and
create
find
things.
everything to compare everything bad with our people.
Yeah.
And I think it's really bad. So nobody would have the right to even come against us if we were not
Okay,
already
give an
talking
example.
ourselves
Okay,
down.
no, let's clarify.
So
What do you
many
mean? Give
things.
an example. What do you mean by?
Okay, so for instance, when I
Give
say
an example.
facts, you have a Trevor Noah.
No, I don't mean
bring
facts. I'm
out,
talking about we talking
trying-
about ourselves. I understand what
Yes,
you're talking
I'm
about.
saying
facts.
they will bring out actual content from the news and laugh about content that is actually in the news. So things that actually happened. But you might see a picture of a particular president and see a gorilla beside him, if you get my point.
Yeah.
And very nasty line under it, a caption under it, for no reason, just because the person just felt they wanted to abuse somebody.
I'm not trying to shoot anybody. However, the way I look at this thing is most of these folks, they are getting paid by the people that they would have used their satire to attack.
Okay.
So because of that, you don't want to lose your bread. So
we don't go close.
That's
at one
the way,
point you
that's
Google,
the way I
at
look
one
at
point you
it.
Google idiot and Trump's face will come up.
Yes.
So we don't go near.
No, but we do it.
Go near, man.
Okay, look at if
We
you
don't go
Google-
near.
if
Do you know what it has been
Google-
compared to?
If you Google bitter, who comes up? CC.
Wow.
That's it.
You know what? On that note,
Nigerians.
we have to take a quick break, but we will be back shortly. Wake Up Nigeria continues.
Welcome again. It's time for the first performance on Wake Up Nigeria today, and it's by none other than Ken Dixon. How are you doing today? Well, his real name is Amul Kingsley. He is a rising star, and of course, the young Lagos-based performer and songwriter is currently signed to GM Music with a banging tune titled Jojo. Okay, is it Jojo or Jojo? Anyone, Abby. Okay. The video was shot by New Wave director T.G. Omori. That's the same person that shot What If I Say by Fireboy. Nice. It seems to be making waves, as you said. Great. Okay, so what's up? What are you performing for us today?
Jojo, of course.
Jojo. Did you write the song?
Yeah, I wrote it.
You wrote it?
It's not like it was just like a vibe. I came to the studio, I started doing it.
Okay, so what kind of vibe is it? What kind of genre would you call your music?
Afropop, yeah.
So it's not Afropop fusion with something, it's just strictly Afropop?
No, this Jojo in particular, it's not like I do Afropop in general, but this particular song is Afropop. But
So
I do
in general,
good music.
what kind of genre?
I would say I do good music.
You just say you do good music?
Yeah, because I do other songs that exclude Afropop. I do R&B and reggae, but now we're all about Afropop.
Wow, you do R&B and reggae as well?
Yeah,
So
but I've not really given it out.
You've been doing music for a while now. And I'm sure you've probably performed alongside some of our famous artists.
Yeah, for
Looking
real.
at having a close working relationship with them, who would you really, really like to work with?
I would love to work with a lot of them because Nigerian in general we have lots of talented artists. But if I'm given opportunity to work with Kiss Daniel, Wizkid, I'll work with them and some of them. There are too many. Tiwa Savage as well and lots of them.
So if we're going to project into the future now, we're looking at, say, a year. Let's not go 5 years. A year from now, where do you expect to see Ken Dixon's brand?
I believe the dream is to take over the world, but we have to start somewhere. We take over Nigeria, Africa, then the world. Anything can happen. Nobody knows.
So it's a gradual thing. You take over Nigeria first.
Yeah, Africa, then the world.
Okay, so you're looking to releasing an album soon?
No album.
You still want to be doing singles for now?
Yeah, steady singles. Yeah.
Okay, so singles for how long? Maybe a year
I
or
don't
two?
know. I don't know. Anything can happen. I may wake up tomorrow and my team may decide to give out an album, but for now, let's just be giving them more singles.
Okay, so we'll not wait for now. We'll just do it right now and let us hear your Jojo. All right, then.
It's Chips, the insane producer.
Fiction, baby, you dirty,
Wonderful. Great way to kick off your Monday morning. Now let's get some updates when it comes to the world of technology. Now this first article I have here would interest you, right? Okay, now, the riches of Silicon Valley have enabled some extravagant and quixotic projects, but they've got nothing on what oil money can do. A new report from the Wall Street Journal shares some of the proposals for Saudi Arabia's biggest mega project yet, a city built in the desert named Neom. Now, where robots will outnumber humans and hologram teachers will educate genetically enhanced students. The details are stunning. It's a mixture of dystopian fiction, AI surveillance cameras everywhere, and childish imaginings. Now, these are only proposals, of course, dreamt up by American consulting firms like McKinsey and Boston Consulting, who have no incentive to bring Saudi leaders down to earth. But all the same, they give you a flavor of what trillions of dollars of oil wealth will do to your sense of proportion. Some of the highlights of the Neom city include cloud seeding, dystopian surveillance, genetic engineering, robots everywhere, flying taxis, and a fake moon. Those guys are going quite far. Now, moving on from that, Apple has entered into a deal to acquire a majority of Intel's modern business. The deal, which is valued at around $1 billion, includes Intel IP, equipment, leases, and employees, with Apple bringing over 2,200 new roles and bringing its portfolio up to 17,000 wireless technology patents. We've worked with Intel for many years and know this team shares Apple's passion for designing technologies that deliver the world's best experiences for our users. This was from Apple SVP Johnny Srouji. He said in a release that was tied to the news. He further said that Apple is excited to have so many excellent engineers join our growing cellular technologies group and know they'll thrive in Apple's creative and dynamic environment. They, together with our significant acquisition of innovative IP, will help expedite our development on future products and allow Apple to further differentiate moving forward. And then after that, quite big news of an acquisition there. Still on Apple, reliable analyst Ming-Chi Kuo from TF International Securities has released a new report that focuses specifically on keyboard suppliers that will potentially work with Apple. Now, the company should potentially replace the unreliable butterfly mechanism with a new scissor mechanism. As you can see in the video, now the first laptops that should receive the update are the long-rumored 16-inch MacBook Pro. Kuo has updated the release timeline for the new device, and he now says that it should be available at some point during the last quarter of 2019 instead of 2020. Now, like you can see, that's the butterfly and the scissors type of keyboard. Those are the differences that will come. The scissors, of course, is better and gives you ease of use when it comes to using your keyboard. Now, but Apple wouldn't stop there, as the company is already working on updates for all laptops. By the end of 2020, the entire lineup should have received an update with a new keyboard, making it, of course, much easier for you to type. That's all on Tech Updates for this Monday morning. Don't go nowhere. The first hour of Wake Up Nigeria has just run it up, but then we still have an hour and 45 more minutes to go. There's a whole lot more to come. Welcome back, and now you know that the best way to start your week and your Monday is Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. Now, we've earned our place as the number one breakfast show on Nigerian terrestrial TV.
Now
and we bring it all to you fresh every single
That's
day.
Of course, because we have 3 hours of non-stop fun, information, education, and entertainment I am Mike Mexicano.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. We're live streaming right now, tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Those comments are so important to us. Send them across our social media platforms. Use that hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
You can also download on the Android and iOS stores our app, which is available for you to watch us anywhere in the world. Yes, with, of course, internet connection.
Yes, indeed. Now, of course, we would never do this without our amazing chefs. We have the one, the only Chef Uncle V. Yes, so.
He looks like he's about to fight. Can you face Anthony Joshua?
Oh, wow.
You use food,
I think so, yeah.
You fry plantain for you.
The way you started
Welcome,
this morning, Chef V, the way you started this morning, I'm very sure there's enough energy in whatever you're preparing for us today.
Yes, when you see sweet potato, you know it's energy because this is a filling meal.
Yeah.
Very filling.
Great to have you. And then, that's it. That's it. That's it.
What's going on? What's it
Cherry
going on?
tomatoes.
It is spread. Is that a spread?
That's a spread now.
Okay.
That's a spread of items now. Mike, English.
Let me say so. All right, so this week in history, as always, we will be bringing you nuggets of history as usual.
Yes, we will. Quite a lot happened this week in history, honestly. We have, coming after that, some motivation for you. That's why we'll be talking about collaboration for success.
Now, last week we spoke about things you should not do with your automatic transmission. We'll continue. A total of 7. We'll take the remaining ones this week with Yomi Bosude.
Yes, so. Then it's on to another musical performance. We have Saint Tino signed to Creamy Beats. Can't wait to see that performance.
And then on our SME segment this morning, we'll be joined by the founder of Audio Girl Africa Foundation, Fibian Oluwagbemi. Of course, our weekly SME segment over.
Very important, very important.
So, guys, today, I know as Mike would say, somebody always comes up with these things.
Okay.
Quite a number of interesting things. I like the fact that there's a lot of food going on.
Okay.
Today is International Chicken Wing Day.
For real?
Like I'm licking my lips.
Chicken Wing Day.
Today is Lasagna Day.
Lasagna Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Today is International Tiger Day. Today is Lipstick Day. And today is Rain Day. And it does seem like it's not going to rain today. So it's quite ironic.
There are 2 that interest me there.
Lasagna?
No.
Which one?
Lipstick Day.
Lipstick Day.
And there was
International Chicken Wing Day.
Chicken Wing Day. Yes.
Oh goodness.
Chicken Wing Day, because you can't have lipstick and have chicken wings at the same time. If you are eating the chicken wings, you can't have lipstick.
You should ask me for lipstick that does not affect.
Really?
So you're saying that if you wear lipstick
you can't
and someone takes you to a restaurant, you will not eat chicken wings?
You know, so the chicken wings will remove that lipstick, but you will sacrifice that lipstick. That lipstick is gone.
Okay, so
Mike said when he finishes, I'm going
so that means that there's some sort of lipsticks. Are lipsticks? Is it okay to lick lipsticks?
So there are different types now. There are different types. There are some that are specifically organic enough for you to eat. But then there are some, and sadly those very permanent ones, they say are not very healthy. Some of them are actually lead-based.
Yeah.
And it doesn't let them remove on time. So that's really risky, actually. Consuming that is not okay.
What
so
Mike
be
said
very
just
careful.
Now reminds me of something. Every time I go to a restaurant, I struggle with the thought of wasting my time and energy using a fork and a knife. So all my friends know that when we go to a restaurant, I leave that knife. I am an African.
Wow.
If I'm not using my hand to tear the chicken apart to the bone, I don't care. It's being paid for.
That's called.
Or I use my right hand and be eating what I want to eat. I cannot kill myself.
You know what that is called?
What?
That is.
If you say.
That is autonomosity. It is AKA losing your home training.
Wow.
When you go there, so when you go to somewhere, you just see and you say home training.
Gone.
So you go to a restaurant, they give you a bowl, a plate of pasta, for example, and then you check the bill because of course you are the one making the order, and they put 9,500. for pasta and chicken breast. And you're telling me I should form what?
But that's
I'm
how
paying
much
for
Chef
it.
Uncle V charges per plate now. You don't know.
You
don't know that's how much he charges.
Those ones even try to call it that. So I'll give you plastic spoon and knife.
I'm telling you, you're not struggling.
They now see there's allow one baby, now see
There's
one guy
thing
you
I've
behind.
noted with this now. I'm going to make sure I do not invite Mary to any restaurant with me. And I'll make sure that Mike is the one paying the bill.
You're not sure. Mike will jump through the toilet.
We have to go.
So let's take a look at your comments on social media. Remember, if you want to interact with us, the hashtag would be Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Now you can tweet to us at TVC Connect, on Instagram also at TVC Connect, and also on Facebook it's right the same handle. So we mentioned a number of things. It's National Chicken Wing Day. I don't know which nation, is not in Nigeria. I don't know which nation. Probably the US. You know, those guys, they just feel like when is their own things to world. National Lipstick Day. Today, Monday, July 29th. Now, if you are in a restaurant, would you eat your chicken and smear the lipstick, or save the lipstick and keep the chicken till later? And we have a few responses here. Food is life. Lipstick is fashion. I can't keep myself just in the name of fashion. This is from Alhaji K, I think ALHK. And Oga, you're on point. Like, man, you are really on point.
Very, very
on point. Now, at MC, do your thing. Now, you need to see this. I wish you can see this now. There's a little baby that is just going over this chicken and all of that. And the response to this particular GIF or meme is food is life. You cannot be much more right than what you're saying now. Food is actually life. Say, we'll eat my chicken, who lipstick app. That's quite it. You know, help anybody. Okay?
Lipstick app.
As in,
like really, when you think about it,
yes, sir.
You can use the oil of the chicken to create another lip gloss.
By the way, that's why they do powder room. You finish tearing the chicken apart, then you go to the
powder room
restroom and then just go and fix your makeup after dealing with the food. Sefini.
I think I'm going to make some chicken wings today. I'm inspired.
Okay, so a few other things. While we were doing the traffic report, some tweets came in, which is quite good. So keep them coming in, maybe a little bit earlier. At the same time we're doing traffic report, we'll definitely read them out next time, but I can read them now. And of course, there was a talk about the traffic situation, and we had a few of us drop our comments. Still along Lagos Road, Majidun Ogolonto, precisely, a huge traffic building up. Maybe due to those yellow buses stopping along the road to pick up passengers. Then at the Pure No Flex answer says, now I want to make them park yellow bus. Now by force to call yellow bus, why you enter blue bus? LMAO. I don't understand what you meant to. I'll read it again. All right, but I was stuck in traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge. Of course, a number of people also send that response about how bad 3rd Mainland Bridge is at this particular point in time. Okay, but then now that you can see it, let's take a look at this meme here. This is the one I'm talking about. Food is life. And look at that kid there.
That child.
She's so cute.
The child is eating chicken wings.
Woke up. No, nobody was collect these wings.
The chicken is live.
Wakes up again.
I definitely don't know about sleepwalking, but this is another level. This is sleep eating, man. This is guys.
I tell people one of the first things to win a child on is chicken. I'm telling you.
So, I don't know. You are trying to differentiate chicken wing, drumstick. Oh God, chicken is chicken.
Chicken is
wing.
chicken.
There's the meat inside and all of that. Yeah? But there's something here that you might find quite interesting here. Monday. And this is a post that we put up there. Maybe you should take a look at this. Maybe this day, it's an acronym, full meaning, you know, maybe this day is not one of your favorites, but never forget that every day you wake up is an amazing gift, and it's up to you to make it count.
Fantastic.
Now, some letters of Monday are used to put up that motivation. You know, this is quite cool. Like I always say, you know, you have to perspire to acquire.
Wow.
What you require. So, yeah, whichever way you can find motivation. Someone said motivation is like taking your bath. You do it daily. Whichever way you can find motivation, it's something that we need, especially in our climb here. You need motivation as much as possible every day. So, yeah. I would want to check back and see some of our greetings. Let's see. Let me see if people are still sending. Okay, so there are some wishes that I wasn't able to take the last time. If I could go back, but that's some way down. But then, hey, come on. Remember, you can still interact with us across all social media platforms. Remember to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. All right, that's all we can take on our look at social media here. We'll take a break now. There's still more to come on the show.
You're welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and we still have Chef Uncle B in the kitchen.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, it's been super busy. So apparently our chicken is ready. You should tell us what we're making today and how far we've gone.
Well, basically what we've done is we've gotten our chicken sauteed. What we did was we added the oil and then the onion, the chicken, the garlic, the salt, curry, and chili pepper.
Chili pepper as well.
So now what I'm doing, I'm pan roasting the potatoes.
Okay.
Now to do this, you have to make sure your potato is this slim.
Okay.
Because
if it's slimmer than this, it becomes chips.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's fatter than this, it might not cook properly.
Okay.
Because you want it really crunchy.
Okay.
So when you cut it this way, after we fried the chicken,
okay,
and we took it out,
yeah,
we're using the same oil,
okay,
that was used for the chicken to do this.
If this soaks up the oil, how do we then fry this?
Okay, we can add a little bit of oil.
So it doesn't really matter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it's supposed to be, you do this one time.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're doing this, then you're frying a separate chicken for it.
Okay.
Because you want to use that chicken oil in it.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I flipped it over.
Okay, so let's talk about all the things we've used so far.
Okay.
We made use of curry. Why don't you run us through it?
Okay, curry, salt, garlic,
the ingredients are
chili
currently on your
pepper.
screen, by the way. Okay, let's take it according to what is on the screen.
Sweet potatoes, chicken breasts, green beans, seasoning, chili flakes, vegetable oil, herb dill, curry, salt, onion, cherry tomatoes, and garlic powder.
Yes, so those are the things we made use of. Most of those are already in here. You see this. So what you showed us before we went on that break was the chicken.
Yeah.
That you're trying to stir fry it.
Yeah.
But you only added the salt, the pepper, the garlic, and the chili pepper. Okay. So at what point did you include the cherry tomatoes?
When the chicken cooked for about 3 minutes, that's when I added the
What
green
did you
beans.
add first?
I added the green beans first
Okay.
because it's hard.
Okay.
And then the cherry tomatoes.
After a minute or two?
Yeah,
or
after a minute or two.
After a minute or
yeah,
two.
yeah.
Okay, then you added the cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes,
what about the onions? Those were the last?
The onions, yeah, well, that was the last I added.
Okay, because normally onions are used to create aroma in the
yeah.
oil. So I know you didn't put that earlier, so you put that afterwards. So that's how we came about this. It's funny how when you cut chicken breast to tiny pieces, it seems like you can feed a whole nation with it.
Yeah, true.
Unlike when you're eating it whole.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is the case. It's always a lot more when you cut it into tiny pieces. Like it gets to really...
Yeah, because one thing about chicken breast is it compresses, and then when you take a bite of it, it's really it's like hard.
Okay.
Sometimes it's soft, but then you have a bit of feeling, like you really ate something. Okay. You can just have this for breakfast.
True,
yeah.
That's true.
And you get really full.
Okay, so are we going to pour this later?
Yeah, we're pouring this later.
So it's a one-pot dish, okay, in case you're wondering as to why this is on the side. I can't wait to see the end result of this. However, we have something interesting about to take place because Mike is on standby with Adirele Onikosi, and it's going to be motivation right now. Motivate us, Mike.
So there was this particular conference I attended at one point, and the speaker made mention of Africans who would have to learn to do big things by collaboration. Now, today, to talk to us about collaborating for success is Adirele Onikosi, who's a transformational speaker, a corporate trainer, and a spirituality coach, and also organizational development for Monday Motivation. So, it's great to have you, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Collaboration for success.
Yes.
Everybody loves to be on their own. We were talking about this much earlier on the show, and we want to do big things. Everyone wants to start out on their own, but then to become successful, collaboration is a must at some point. Yeah. How true or how so?
Let me start with a quote by Mother Teresa. She said, I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things. Okay, so collaboration really is leverage. Collaboration is the new competition for those who understand, you know, and there's a clear example of, there are two companies in Nigeria currently in the insurance sector of the financial services industry, okay? They are operating as two different entities here in Nigeria. But in a close West African country to us, just close to us, they operate as one company.
But in Nigeria here, they are competition.
They are two different companies.
They're two different companies.
Now, because they understand that in that market, if you're really going to succeed, you need to leverage on what this one have that I don't have, right? And what I have that this other one doesn't have. And then so in a new market, they are working together as one company.
As one. Now, how do we, I feel like in our culture or the way we live, it's imbibing us that everybody wants to start their own thing. I mean, from religion to, you know, to the public and private sector. Everybody feels like, look, I need to go out. There's always that. Yeah. It feels like maturity, or people equate maturity with starting your own thing. You know, how do we get us as Africans to understand that, look, hey, you don't have to be your own. You don't have to have that title CEO. You can be a big success with someone else.
Yeah. Now I'm excited because there's a little bit of hope in the new generation, the younger Nigerians, probably maybe the millennials. So you find quite a number of them having different startups, especially in the fintech area. So probably they were all, you know, classmates in the university and all of that. And they came out and they have a company together. Now, I'm seeing that happening, and it's really exciting for me to see that we have people who are really not crazy about the title, okay? So you can be the COO and be a co-founder.
True.
You can be the CTO and be a co-founder.
Exactly.
Someone has to be the CEO and a co-founder.
A co-founder also.
So that, we started to see that trend. But we need to see it happen a lot more. But the challenge is that we have people or a culture that really enjoys title. I mean, I've seen people, you know, seriously leave it because you didn't attach some appellation
to them. True.
To their name.
You go to an event and you say, Mr., and he looks at you, I am engineer, who's Mr.? And he's just looking at you like this. And you'll be talking, and you call him, and he'll be looking at you. And if you don't put that appellation, he's not going to stand up. I mean, we love titles.
I mean, and really, I think that it's also an indication of some insecurities that people might have. Because really, whether you're an engineer, professor, doctor, you are Mr., you are a man.
You're a man, first of all.
That's how we address you if you're a man. And really, if you also have, you know, some good content inside of you, it's not the title. But, you know, what you know really is not in what you say, it's in what you do. Okay, so that means I don't even need to introduce myself most times as Mr. Dees or Mr. Dad or Dr. Dees or not. My name is Adenrele Onikosi. Then let my work now speak for me. Now, and I think that's how it should be.
I mean, when we talk, we hear Dangote, we hear Otedola, you know, the appellations don't really matter.
And they're so simple, they love it like that. That's their name.
That's a nice one there. Right now, there's another aspect of collaboration which some people might find quite unusual. Collaborating with competition. I know I've heard that at some different points. You spoke about an insurance company here. That's two different companies, but in somewhere else they are working together.
As one company.
As one company.
Yes.
How is it possible, or when does it come into play when you collaborate with your competition?
I think it's about understanding the concept of a strategic alliance as an instrument of collaboration. Okay, because when we talk about strategic alliance, there are different kinds of strategic alliances. Okay, a joint venture business is a strategic alliance.
Okay.
Right? You also have maybe mergers we have one recently, 2 different banks in the financial sector also came together. That's like a competition coming together. And the beauty of that is we just don't collaborate. We look at the value in the collaboration.
Wow. The value, I like that. I would have to end on that note. You probably would continue on this one, but thank you very much for those wise words this morning. I hope you have been sufficiently motivated this morning. Collaboration for success is a necessity. We'll take a short break now, don't go nowhere. It's the last 45 minutes of the show coming right up.
Welcome back. Now, if you're a music person or an information person or even a news person, you're tuned to the right show.
Of course, it's quite a blend to start off your week. But like we love to do things differently and wake up on Nigeria, we'll do something different for you from the number. My name is Mike Messikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Now, another way you can watch us is to stream live with us. Please, if you have to leave the house, go somewhere, get some work done away from your TV, stream with us on your mobile devices. Go to tvcontinental.tv and Facebook at TVC Connect. Send in those comments, contributions, congratulations, anything you want to send in.
Yep.
Birthday shout-outs too. Use that hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
You can also watch us via app, interact with us and communicate with us. It's available on Android and iOS stores. Definitely you need internet connection wherever you are around the world. Now, I just wanted to mention something. I just got a gift. And no, but it talks about the art of presentation. I just wanted to mention that at every point in time, my dad always used to say something. He said, when you stop learning, that is when you start dying. At everything you do,
you learn something new every day, actually.
Where your own end, now that person will start.
We have so much that you can learn on the show, including on car maintenance. We have Mr. Yomi Bosude of Autocentric. He is going to be highlighting 7 things we should never do with our automatic transmission vehicles. So you will be learning something. I know you've been driving an automatic for years, but you'll learn something today.
True. And then for a performer, we have Saintino coming up shortly.
And our SME Muse for the week is Phoebian Oluwagbemi, founder of Audio Girl Africa Foundation. It'll be interesting to find out more about that particular business.
When you say audio,
Audio Girl.
I just think radio.
Yeah, well, voiceovers, music,
anything you
music
listen
and
to.
stuff like that.
Primary means of communication.
But there's something about the entertainment industry in Nigeria. You know, when something is trending, it really, really trends. Either music, movies. But then, who knew that reality shows would be creating such a buzz? So, for instance, yesterday night, throughout the evening, Big Brother was trending.
It trends every weekend.
It trends every week.
You know, normally I would not be interested in having a discussion with Big Brother, but because there's a particular incident that happened, and a number of people are going up against Ibuka or dragging him on social media for asking the questions that he asked.
Okay.
And you see, so apart from the fact that he's a colleague, and I feel that the question was definitely not out of place at all.
Okay.
You know, you would expect, as much as you want entertainment, you want fun and all of that, you'd expect that there is some level of intellectual intelligence. You understand? Okay, you don't have to be Einstein. I'm not saying you should be.
IQ of 200.
Of 200. But you know, actually, you just.
Okay, so do you remember what the question was?
Yeah. So the question was what are the characteristics of a winner for Big Brother?
Very simple
and
question.
And I think it goes.
Tasha.
Okay, so I felt like when we hear it first of all.
Tasha said her name. Tasha.
What are the characteristics
of a winner of Big Brother?
Tasha.
Which is, she might have a point. So I was looking at, this girl is deep.
That means she has a character.
More deep gone. She wants to give us some nuggets now.
Yeah.
Hey, oh yeah.
Let's
Next bomb coming up. They say, Auntie, what are the characters? So what is the Thatcher? What does the Thatcher have?
Yeah.
She means she's the character.
I'm there now. Say, okay, Auntie, define characteristics. Voila. No, because the way Auntie even went into the whole stuff, but the point is that, people feel like he was trying to...
He was going after
ridicule her.
Like, exactly, or find loopholes, which is not the... It's almost like... My point I'm trying to make is that, see, entertainment, fun and all of that, but intellect is part of it.
People keep forgetting that entertainment isn't just for dumb people. Yeah. You can't just sit there and say you're doing something entertainment. You need to be able to calculate. You need to even arrange a lot of things to make it entertaining.
Yes.
If you know what comedians go through to give us their sets, you'll be stunned.
True. So interestingly, I just feel that there's a lot that goes into being a person in the media, in the forefront. Once you are someone out there, you need to work on yourself and make sure you're presentable to all sectors. Even if there's this particular market that are defending her right now, they're the same people that could turn against her in an instant.
No, those people.
The truth is...
Anybody, if you are among the people that are just going after Buka without just going near, just retrace your steps. Retrace your steps.
If you are in the house, and you're asked a question, and as your friends, we have been mobilizing people, we've invested in your
they will defend.
We'll defend you now.
Yeah.
Even if you just go there and say, Mike, we say Mike is the winner. Can't you see? Mike it.
Let's go. Welcome back. Now it's time for us to hang out in the garden with our cars. We have the one and only Mr. Yomi Bosude of Autocentric Garage.
Yes, ma'am.
Mechanic to the stars, gracing us with his presence. Now we're going to step into the vehicle because we're talking about things you should not do with your automatic transmission vehicles. And well, hey, we started this last week, but there's still quite a lot we need to learn. So, Mr. Bosude,
yes, ma'am.
Talk to us. Automatic cars seem simple enough.
Yes, they do.
Right? They seem to be the go-to vehicle for most car owners today.
That's true.
So what is it that you believe we should not be doing with our automatic transmission vehicles?
With automatic, we talked about it last week, but you didn't finish up, right? So we talked about when you're in park, now let me get this car started.
Yeah.
So when you're in park, and you engage your reverse.
Yes.
And your car backs up.
Yes.
Now people make this bad habit, they have this bad habit of from reverse, while the car is still in motion, they slide it to park.
Okay.
It shouldn't be, that's very bad practice.
While it's still in motion?
While it's still in motion, you should grind to a halt.
First,
before you do that. Okay. Another thing is, if for instance, from reverse and you need to go to drive, they slide all the way to drive while the car is still in motion. Or from drive, they want to back up, they want to reverse. The car is still driving forward and they slide it all the way to reverse. You are going to ruin your gearbox. It's a no. You don't do that at all.
Okay.
Those are some things you shouldn't do.
All right. So now the automatic vehicle it has quite a lot of different. There are different versions of automatic vehicles. So with this particular gearbox, I can see there's park, there's reverse, there's N, that's neutral, and then there is D, which is drive.
Yes.
But I've noted that in other cars there's D3 and there's D2.
Absolutely.
So what's the difference and what shouldn't I be doing?
Okay, now, the lower gears, because some models have only D. Some have D3, D2, and D1. Some have D, L, and 2.
Okay.
So those are lower gears. So when you're driving an automatic gear, you should keep it in D, except when you are towing something.
Okay.
Then you use your lower gear, so you have more torque to pull, you have more power to pull. If you drive in L or any other gear other than D, you would not achieve your last gear.
Okay.
Because the automatic gear comes with 5-speed automatic, some are 4-speed, some are 6-speed, some are 7-speed automatic. So the moment you shift it lower than D, you're telling it don't attain the last gear.
All right.
You
So with this plus and minus, this is a Kia vehicle.
Yeah.
It has a plus and minus. So what exactly shouldn't I be doing with this kind of vehicle?
Well, when you're in D, and you feel like driving the car, okay, this is called the Tiptronic gear system, where you have the plus and minus.
Yeah.
So you can actually drive it as a manual too, like a manual. So you shift it to this side, and on the instrument cluster here, you have 1.
Instrument cluster?
Yeah, this pass is called the instrument cluster here.
Okay,
so
all right.
remember, now it's in D. So
Yeah.
when I shift it to the plus minus side, you have 1.
Okay.
So you can drive it like a manual. So from 1, you can push to minus, it goes to 2. And it keeps reading like that.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you
so
can
you
do
can
that.
actually drive this automatic transmission
Like a manual.
Like a manual
Yes.
car. Interesting, interesting,
Yes,
interesting.
and it keeps, you know, then go back like that.
But I guess I can't keep switching from automatic to manual all the
You shouldn't do it at the same time. So if you know you want to drive manual, stick to the manual side of it. And if you're tired of driving the manual side, go back to automatic. Let the gearbox change gear by itself.
All right then. Okay, so I've noted that there's possibly something different about how. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm getting this right.
Good try.
So the battery of an automatic vehicle and the battery of a manual vehicle.
Yes.
There's a different way that the batteries are charged. Am I right?
No, you are wrong.
I'm wrong?
You're wrong. You don't know anything about
I don't know anything about this.
Don't
All
know.
right. So explain to me why that is even a topic for me. Why did that even come to my head? Why did I think that a battery would be charged differently?
Well, maybe it's just something that you just thought of at some point. Your batteries for automatic and manual remains the same, absolutely the same.
Okay.
However, there are other things you should look at. For instance, not all gear systems are floor. Some are on the side.
Okay.
Have you seen any of those vehicles? I have.
No,
Yes.
no, I haven't.
Some
I'm learning here. Don't worry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So some models, you know, have their gear on the side. So you shouldn't also do the same, because those ones are easy. They're like your pointers or your wiper. You just tap them and they go up and down. You can easily switch from reverse to drive.
Okay.
Now, another safety feature I like to share is some people, because they're in a hurry, they put their car in neutral and think it's fine to leave the car in neutral.
Okay.
No, your car is not engaged. If you want to park for just 10 seconds, put it in park.
Okay.
You should always engage park and your parking brake or your emergency brake system. Do that. Another thing again that I want to share is never leave your kids in an engine that's running or a car that's running.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
because they want to get into the supermarket to buy a thing or two, and they
whatever.
think it's safe to put the car in park. Even if it's in park, don't leave them in the car.
Okay. I think, obviously, that goes for both manual and automatic
Yes.
vehicles. I think I'm remembering the reason why the battery issue came up now.
Okay.
Because of the fact that I heard that you cannot push to start an automatic vehicle.
Absolutely.
So now you can't push to start an automatic
You
vehicle.
can't.
I assumed it's because of the type of battery or the way the battery is engaged.
No, it's
It's
not.
not. It has nothing to do with the
It has
battery.
nothing to do with the battery.
Okay, so what is the reason?
It has to do with the system of the vehicle, how they are built. With automatic, you can, the English word is you can almost use the clutch system to start it.
Okay.
Yes. So with that, but with automatic, there's no clutch for you to help. For instance, in most cases, it's either you have a bad battery,
Okay.
or you have a bad motor starter,
Okay.
locally
Or
called
kickstarter.
the Kickstarter. Yes.
Okay.
So if those are bad, with the automatic, you can't just push to start it. Push to start, instead of push the can, use the clutch system to get it
Yes.
started. No, it won't work.
So it has nothing to do with the battery. It's
It has
just
nothing to do
this
with it.
Kickstarter.
It's just that system, yes.
All right, no
It's
problem.
the starting system for the
All right,
automatic
so I
vehicle.
got that. Yeah, I knew I was going somewhere. Don't worry, I'll learn this work. I'll learn this
You
work.
will learn it one
I'll
day.
learn it by
One
force.
day.
But it's really great having you here. Mr. Yomi Bosude is
Yes,
our
ma'am.
go-to person. Autocentric Garage is the garage to the stars, and we see the reason why. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
I'm going to take note of everything you said today. We have to go straight back to the studio now. Mary, I believe, is on standby.
We have another performance this Monday morning. Innocent Godwin, aka Saint Ino, is an artist from Enugu who was born and bred in the ancient city of Ibadan. Now, he started doing music as a teenager, playing drums in church. Now, though he has been doing music since 2013, he was just able to penetrate the music industry with his new song titled Save, released under his record label, Creamy Bits. How you doing?
All right.
It's great to have you. So, an Enugu guy, born and bred in Ibadan, and now you're in Lagos.
Yes,
you have gone around the country. Have you ever been to the north?
Yes,
Where,
just
where?
once, Kano.
Kano.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you go to do there?
Probably want to see a friend.
Okay, and then the South. Where have you been to in South?
South here.
Of course, Enugu you've been to.
I finished my engineering course, diploma at Ondo State.
Okay.
John Bosco College.
Well, what South? Have you ever been to the South?
Not really.
Okay, so Port Harcourt, River State, Bayelsa. No. Okay, that's the next place you need to visit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your career. You signed to Creamy Beats. How long have you been signed under the record label?
Actually, just a fresh day, but at least 6 months now, and the chemistry is going fine.
Cool. How's it been? Let's juxtapose. Let's look at before the record label and after signing. What has it done to your career?
Yeah, to be honest, after signing the record deal now, I feel more motivated and the energy is out. Because back then, before I could get an opportunity, I was doing things on my own.
Okay.
And you know, they say 2 years are better than one if possible, 3.
True.
So I think now I'm motivated and I think I am ready and energized to move ahead.
Saint Ino is ready. I hope you're ready. He's about to drop it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Take it away.
All right, thanks.
It's official. DJ C on the beats.
You're welcome again. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for us to have our SME conversation. Today, it's with Phoebe and Oluwagbemi. Now, Phoebe is the founder of Audio Girl Africa Foundation. Her creativity and curiosity led her to follow a passion in audio technology after she graduated from the university. The foundation is geared towards encouraging more girls to venture into audio technology as a career. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here also. Thank you.
Wow.
Nice to meet
So
you.
I have fair knowledge of what audio technology is about because of what I do. However, I know audio technology when it comes to events is a totally different ballgame. We have the audio sound engineer in a studio, but we also have the ones that handle the sound in an event. Personally, I see a lot of guys in that. How does it feel to work in a male-dominated industry?
Okay, so I'm going to start from, for people who don't know what audio technology is about, it's the process that requires the recording, sequencing, processing of sound. Whatever
Live,
has to do with
especially.
sound, either in the studio, music, it could be concerts, it could be corporate events, whatever has to do with what you can hear. And from a PA system, that's what audio technology is all about, the use of technology to process sound. So when it comes to live production, where I am, I happen to be, concert production is more like everything that has to do with everything that goes behind the scene with a concert. Where you have the light productions, you have stage, you have everything that has to do with sound, you have screens, you have whatever all the things you see at the forefront on that D-Day had to go through a process. And sound has to do with a lot of getting the backlines ready, getting the PA system ready, and ensuring that the audience can
Sound
hear.
is very important, as a matter of fact, because
just-
that's what the output is.
Yeah, definitely.
People are there to hear their, you know,
Just
the
imagine
people
a
they
show
came
without
to
sound.
see. Yes,
okay,
imagine.
and you're seeing the beautiful lights and everything, and okay, no sound, no mic. Let's see if you enjoy the show.
So,
Okay,
what drew you into it? Okay, I asked you earlier what it felt like to work in a male-dominated environment.
Okay, yeah. For me, I never saw it as a challenge, but people started, you know, a lot of people project their fears on you. So I grew up with my uncles, and my dad trained me like a guy.
It's obvious, I can see that.
Yeah, I was trained to be very independent and all, so I didn't see it as a challenge. But a lot of people feel like, oh, you're in the midst of guys.
Yeah.
You don't feel comfortable. I don't see it. I don't feel uncomfortable. You might probably get intimidated by me, but I still see you as, okay, I'm a human being, you are a human being.
Yeah, true.
We're
So
together,
back to the
so-
question I was going to ask you before I remember that I didn't answer this one.
Yeah.
The audio girl thing, yes, we've established the fact that it's no big deal working in a male-dominated environment. But the Audio Girl Foundation, what brought about having that?
So about Audio Girl Foundation, I happen to head the foundation, and I have a co-founder. Her name is Badar Ramidi, and a couple of girls on the team. The reason why I decided to start Audio Girl was because every time I'm on a live set, I I looked around and I found out that I was just the only girl in the midst of about maybe 50 guys or 60 guys handling productions. I was working with my boss most times as a production assistant, so I'm always the one giving the orders. But I just looked at it and I'm like, I'm just the only girl. Probably the day I found out that there was one girl on the lights team, it was like...
so excited.
And I felt like, okay, I just sat down and I felt like, okay, there's something wrong. What could have caused this? So I went into research and I was like, what is going on? Why are girls not in the field? So I discovered that it was just two things. One, it's the fact that there is not enough awareness about the fact that this is a career. Even the guys that are in the field, if you hear their stories, most parents don't really see audio technology as a career. They're like, okay, music, what's there in music? Yeah. So, and then another thing is, a lot of girls don't see people who look like them. So the idea is when the minority don't see people who look like them in the top places. So the idea it looks like, oh, we're not welcomed in this particular field. So I had to look at, okay, we need to break that. There are a lot of girls who are also working on the ground in the field, like behind the scenes. They're not a lot, but they're on the sidelines and all, being cut off from their credits from a lot of things. And I'm like, okay.
The idea of the foundation was just to
encourage
girls, not
girls
only create awareness that this exists, but to also bring in more girls into the field. Now, for a young girl watching you right now, she's wondering, I know of medicine, I know of certain fields, we even know of football now. How rewarding is this? Is this something that I can actually depend on to take care of me moving forward? Is this something that I can actually see as a real career? Because some people are watching you now and thinking, oh, it's probably a side also.
Okay, so I'm going to use statistics to let people know that, okay, the creative industry, especially in Africa, is a booming industry. We're looking at a $1.3 billion industry in the next 3 to 4 years. And this is an industry where it's something that we need the government to also come into it, because this is the time when the oil sector was going down. The creative industry was getting much more recognition. Even now, you can see that the music industry is going global. We're doing a lot of how will I put it, collaborations with international artists and all.
Yes.
So I feel that this is a field that if we sleep on it, we probably won't be able to control and be able to ensure that this adds up to the gross development profit GDP. of the country. So I believe this is a field where I've been in this field for close to 3 years now. And I can say that I've not regretted going into the field, because I've worked on sets that I believe, okay, if you have the passion for it, definitely you would get what you need to get from it.
And so far, it's been very rewarding.
Yes,
so we've talked about the fact that it's rewarding, which is very enticing. But there's nothing that comes with gain that doesn't come with pain.
Well, there's no.
So how
definitely.
then would you describe the challenges?
Okay.
Like, let's be very realistic, especially for those who might be having an interest in this.
Okay, for those who want to come into LifeSound, I tell you, if you are not ready to stick with it, don't even start. Okay, because you are likely to be the first person on set and the last person to leave. You have late night hours and all, but I feel it's part of the process. There is no job. I still tell people to say there's no job that doesn't have its own challenges. But you have to be, if it's what you really want to do, you have to be willing to give it all that it takes to do what you really want to do. There are times that you feel like, okay, a lot of people don't believe in what you are doing. You have to double prove yourself to people that you can actually do what you're there to do. And then you have to always come up with the front that, okay, I mean business. I'm not here to joke. So it's always, it can be daunting to always come up with that front every day, and people see you as, oh, she's very hard, she's not approachable, because she's doing a job that seems to be manly in people. And sometimes I feel like, what do you call it? I challenge people. I'm like, okay, what exactly is a man's job? What exactly is a woman's job?
So to you, everybody can do anything.
You can do anything, yes, definitely. If that is what you're passionate about, definitely, you can go for it.
It's easy to tell that you enjoy what you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I'm sure in your busy time, you still make out time to have breakfast, to have lunch, and to have dinner.
Well, yeah, breakfast.
What's your favorite meal?
Well, rice and vegetables.
Rice and vegetables. It looks like energy-giving food.
Yeah.
You need that a lot in your field. And talking about rice and vegetables, we have breakfast right now.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
So we're going to be heading to the kitchen. So you can tell if these are the kind of vegetables you like. Please.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm going to see.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, Chef Uncle V has been hard at work in the kitchen.
And this is a lot of work. This looks really good. Well done. So this is today's breakfast.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us
Thank
in the
you.
kitchen by Chef Uncle V. So what is this, Chef Uncle V, and how did we come about it?
So this is skillet roasted potatoes and
Skillet
chicken.
roasted.
Yes.
Even the name has a fizzy.
It was roasted on a skillet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
you have cherry tomatoes inside. You have your chicken. You have green beans.
Wow.
You have herb dill. So it is like a very nutritious meal and less fatty as well.
It looks nutritious, actually.
All right.
So please go ahead.
Go ahead, have a taste, and tell us exactly what you think.
The long I carried spoon in this kitchen. I mean, I'm just reminded me of the good old days, which I'll soon return back to.
Wow.
Wow.
So what do you think?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. He's the man.
That's the way to go.
Yes, so
Thank you very much to
Thank you
Chef
so
V
much.
and all guests who came on the show today. And of course, a big shout out
Yes.
to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. And to you also out there who was a part of the show from 6 a.m. For those of you that started with us, 6 a.m., the real OGs. You are MVPs.
we appreciate you.
All right. All right.
And of course, we have a whole week of activities lined up just for you. So you need to make sure you tune in every day with us from 6 a.m.
See you tomorrow.
Have a
Bye.
great day, y'all. Bye.